exactly right, Senator, because we could not be more pleased to have a senator to represent us, one of the most intelligent and powerful voices for economic justice, for social justice, and for a strong democracy. No voice has been more powerful on behalf of the working and middle classes of our nation than our senator. And no voice has been clear in her advocacy for affordable access to higher education and for keeping the American dream alive than our senator. Dear students, colleagues, and friends of GCC, please welcome the senior senator of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Up if that's okay for just a minute, and then I'll sit down at the table like I'm supposed to. You can take a teacher out of the classroom, but you can't right? You can't take the classroom out of the teacher. You can all hear me in the back? Good. That's the first thing a teacher checks, right? I know why you're in the back. I'm really keeping an eye on you at the margins. All right, but I am. I'm delighted to be here today. I love being back in school. And I love being back in school even more now because the number one issue facing this country is economic injustice. And it's something that connects with all of our lives in thousands of different ways. And finding the path forward for how we make America a country that creates opportunities, not just for some of our kids, but for all of our kids, is truly the challenge of our time. I believe that we start to answer that challenge in our schools. I believe that we answer it when we get people educated. That's what it's all about. That's how there are a lot of ways we could talk about this. We could be talking about preschool, and I believe in it. I believe in early childhood education. Yes. K through 12, yes, very important. We're working on the reauthorization of federal funds for K through 12, but also to talk about the importance of what happens with higher education. And because I'm here and because I wanted to be here, I just want to say a word about what public education means and what it means to me. I'm a kid who grew up in a family that, like a lot of families, we had our ups and downs. There were better times and there were worse times. One of the bad ones for us was when I was 12, my father had a heart attack. My three brothers were all already off in the military. I was still at home. My mom had never worked, so she was at home. We had no money coming in. The bills piled up. And we lost the family station wagon. And we were about an inch away from losing our home. I remember what it was like to listen to my parents argue at night after I'd gone to bed and they thought I was asleep. You think kids don't know about that? Kids know. And I remember the day that my mother was up in their room. She was crying. I walked in and she had her best dress that she had pulled out. And she pulled on that best dress. She kept crying. She's wiping her face and trying to get the zipper up on that dress. And she put on her high heels, put on her lipstick, blew her nose, and walked over to the Sears to get a minimum wage job at a time when a minimum wage job would support a family of three. And that's what it did for my family. That minimum wage job saved our home, and it saved our family. Now, even then, there was no money for college for me. My dad eventually got back to work. Eventually, he ended up as a janitor. I was lucky. I got a debate scholarship, off to a good school, ready to go, and then I did something really smart when I was 19. I got married. Ooh. God, I was smart when I was 19. Dropped out of school, ended up, I'm down in Houston, I'm married, I've got a job, a clerical job. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to be a teacher. It's what I wanted more than anything in the world. I got a second chance because there was a commuter college there in Houston that cost $50 a semester. And for $50 $50 a semester, I got to finish at the University of Houston. I worked hard, I did, but I grew up in an America that was investing in kids and creating opportunities for kids. I am the daughter of a janitor who ended up in the United States Senate because public education was there, it was available, it was a good education at a low price. I am grateful to that America, and I am out there fighting in Washington every day that we will be that America again. Building, to see the special programs, what you're creating here that's different from what's being done every place else, that you're working on local sourcing. I think this is fabulous. I understand I'm going to have to go to the greenhouse after this and check it out. That you're here creating opportunities for tomorrow's nurses, for tomorrow's teachers, for tomorrow's food workers, for tomorrow's Americans who are going to help us build the kind of country that we want to be. And so to be here today, just to say thank you for all you do, and we are in a fight to make this happen, and to say I want to be the one to fight shoulder to shoulder with you guys. We're going to make this happen. So,